Hello friends, welcome to May Ballgown Bodice Mock-Up number 1 week. I did it. That only took 3 tries. I am going to make my ball gown bodice this week, at least do the mock-up for it. This is reminding you the ball gown bodice that I have chosen to give an attempt to. I don't know if this is gonna go over well. I'm also not sure about this butt bow, but I guess I'm gonna do it and find out. Maybe it's gonna be awesome. It's not really a bow, it just like looks like a bow. Yeah, so tonight I'm just gonna cut out the paper pattern. I was working on some other stuff and like tidying up in here, so I'm not overcommitting myself tonight with a lot of extras. So I'm just gonna cut out this pattern and read the instructions. The instructions on truly Victorian patterns, specifically for a lot of these things, have this very complicated system where you measure yourself and you do this crazy size chart adjustment based on if some parts of you are bigger than others and all that jazz. And I think for a lot of people that actually works really awesome, but for me it doesn't. If I go by the thing, like I get a number that makes another number go past 0, like it goes, like the pattern piece wouldn't, so I'm just like, this doesn't make any sense, like the math doesn't work out. So what I normally do when I hit one of these, where they have all this customizing your pattern stuff, which some people it works wonders for, I just cut the straight pattern. Like they give you these sizes that have like letters on them, and my waist is 40 inches and my bust is like 48, and that's a true size for them, so that is what I'm gonna cut. So I am a J. I'm a J. And so I just cut the regular pattern. So for those of you who ever used truly Victorian patterns and get like super confused by this whole sizing system, I would do a mock-up where you just do the regular pattern. Like I think it's fine to start there. They tell you in the instructions, like, don't even start there, do the thing. I've done the thing like 5 times, it doesn't work for me, just on my body. It may work great on your body. So that's my advice if you're ever feeling like extremely stuck. Oh boy, my heater's on. That's exactly what I want to happen because I'm sweltering up here. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go cut this pattern out. I feel comfortable doing that. If it ends up that things aren't right, I can repattern, so it's not a big deal. I am a cutter of patterns. I know that like people gasp and clutch their pearls. Oh, you cut your pattern. I cut it. I don't care. Like if I refuse to get bigger, so I just won't. And if I get smaller, my gift to myself will be a new pattern. But if I get smaller, I can always just cut the pattern out, like another size down. So I don't get bigger or smaller, frankly. I've been this size since I was 27, so feeling confident to just cut the thing. I know it makes some of you crazy. Okie dokie, we have a pile of cutout pattern. Check out this sleeve pattern. Weird, huh? Also, I find it really funny that they didn't just put the sleeve pattern in, they like actually put it in 2 pieces and had you cut it and then you had to like tape it together. I'm like, it's not that big. Like, it's smaller than these pieces. Like, really? Okay, cool. Anyway, it's like late o'clock. We had other obligations today, so I'm just gonna call that my day. But I am gonna boop boop do that. So I'm gonna do a whole video on how to tackle huge projects, but basically my secret is checklists. So this is the project, this is the piece, and these are the steps that I need to go through, right? So cool. If you just take everything as bite-sized chunks, and if you like need to, you can like break these down even further, then everything becomes a lot easier and a lot more manageable. I'm like, you guys could actually look at me. I am gonna do a video on this probably pretty soon where I just run through how to manage a huge project. People ask me this stuff all the time, like, oh my god, that's so many pieces, how did you how did you even handle that? And how do you know how long it'll take and stuff? And the answer kind of is I don't always know how long it'll take, but I have a pretty good guess based on like how long stuff takes, or how many steps I've got, or how many pieces I have, you know? So I'll do a video on it so that everybody can just reference that. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Tomorrow I'm gonna cut out mock-up fabric. That's not on this list, but I'm gonna add it. Cut out fabric, that's a good thing to do. I have it for the actual, but not for that, so I'll add another line. Cool, and I will check you guys tomorrow. Today is cut day. Today is my least favorite day. I hate cut day. So I'm not letting myself know I hate cut day, I'm just doing the thing, because that's the best way to get over hating cut day, is to just STFU Noel, get it done. So what I did was I went through, wow, look at that sea of white. There we go. What I did was I went through my cupboards and I found all these random little scraps of muslin that I'm just like, what or waste are these? So I pulled them all out and I'm gonna try to cut the entire mock-up out of like just random scrap muslin that is just taking up space in my cabinet so I can put actual fabric in my cabinets, because so I need to get this area clear, like even if it has to go into the garage, because I'm going to put cubbies in here, I think. So I no longer want this area to be like this. So I have to figure out how to do that. And I think the best way to do that is to use up a lot of fabric. I'm like, I'm going to use up all my fabric. P.S. I only make 3 costumes a year. Cool. I literally have enough costumes probably for the rest of, or fabric for the rest of my life. I should never buy fabric again, but it's so good. Anyway, if you hear water noises, it's because my pond outside is, my window's open. It's god awful hot up here. It's California, and it was 80 degrees in February, so cool. And I'm on the 2nd story of my building. So anyway, I am obviously pinning and cutting. You guys have looked at this long enough. You know what that looks like now. Now you can look at me for a minute. Now you can actually look at me and not the face that's right behind me that's trying to focus on. Anyway, so I'm just cutting these out today. So I'm gonna pin all this up and then get cutting, and then when that's done, I'll feel good about today and I can mark stuff off on my board. I keep looking over there because I'm looking at my board. I can mark stuff off on my board. My goal in life is to get this mock-up made before I leave for my trip. Should be doable. I've decided I'm leaving on Sunday, which is a day earlier than I expected, so I lost a day. So I'm kind of like, cool. Yay, I am done cutting all this out. I have a pile here ready to go. I think that's one of the things about large projects is like I just set myself reasonable expectations every day. Like I'm just gonna cut it out today, and that's gonna be that, and that's all I have to do. And if I get more done, then cool, and if I don't get more done, that is also cool. Okay, I had some stuff I was gonna tell you. Oh, I have secrets. Okay, before I have secrets, those of you coming to the Portland and Seattle meetups, we are still doing the meetups despite the imminent threat that we all might die from coronavirus. I take this stuff really seriously, actually. And I would really just like to not get it, whether or not I'm gonna die from it or whatever, but like I'm hanging out with people who are possibly immunosuppressed sometimes, and I don't want to put them at risk either. So I'm gonna do these meetups, but we're all going to agree that I cannot snuggle you at these meetups. You guys really shouldn't snuggle each other right now either. I'm also gonna bring like hand sanitizer and stuff. And if you're not feeling well, maybe don't come, because we don't want to spread that stuff around. And I have an entire trip to be on, so I don't want to get sick. But also, there are people who are presenting who are testing positive who are asymptomatic already, and so like I would prefer, like, maybe I have it, I don't know, and I don't want to give it to you. So I'm not sick, but you know, I could be asymptomatic, anybody could. So I'm just gonna be really careful, and I'm gonna like give you guys like air hugs and like not even a high five, really. So if I don't want to snuggle you, it's not you. It's just that I'm like, hey, let's all be safe and like not pass this stuff around. And you know, I'm actually shocked that they're still having Emerald City Comic-Con. Like, that is baffling to me that they haven't canceled that. But I guess, especially when like a bunch of the only cases in the United States of deaths are actually in Washington, although most of them are at this nursing home that's like very isolated. So anyway, I know GDC canceled already. Like, they're just not having that event. It's a game developers conference. I can use words, hi. So yeah, they just canceled it, or are gonna delay it, postpone it, because they're like, let's just not all give each other the sickness. So yeah, I'm gonna do the meetups, but we're gonna be responsible adults about it. Oh, the secrets. Okay, so Bernadette kind of leaked it in her Patreon video, and I have a bigger mouth than Bernadette does. So those of you who have been waiting to get on Foundations Revealed, or who want to do Foundations Revealed, I have it from the horse's mouth that it's gonna happen on April 4th. Like, I don't actually know if I'm supposed to tell you this, because Bernadette was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm supposed to leak that, but she leaked it, so now I'm leaking it. This is my gossip. Foundations is gonna open on April 4th, but before that, for like, I think it's like a week, maybe it's 2 weeks, I think it's a week, they do a free video series. So even if you don't want to join Foundations Revealed, you should go sign up for the newsletter so that you can get informed when the videos go up, because they're putting up, they usually do one that's on corsetry, like a series of, I think, 3 videos. This one's gonna be on sleeves. So if you want to see the Foundations Revealed experts talking about sleeves and how to shape them and how to set them and how to make them and how to get them in there and all that stuff, and to get like the best smoothing. Oh, Barbara makes these like smooth, cute little, oh, they're so beautiful. Anyway, that's a thing that's gonna happen the week before April 4th, so the last week in March. So I would definitely, if I were you, go to Foundations Revealed. I'll leave a link down to it below where you can sign up to see the videos, because they're free, so you might as well see the free stuff. And there's also a lot of free content on that website. So, and if you wanted to get into Foundations Revealed, the opening, because she only opens it for new members a few times a year, that is going to be on April 4th. I would suggest getting on that mailing list. It's fun. Also, Kathy will send you emails about new videos that she puts up, which are very interesting and emotionally helpful a lot of times for a lot of people. So anyway, if you're into that, that's a thing that's gonna happen. And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, so cool. I'm telling you that. Please don't yell at me, Kathy. Okay, today is mock-up day. I allowed myself one day to procrastinate this yesterday. I wasn't feeling super good, and I wanted to make sure I didn't get just sick before my trip, so I was like, I'm chilling. I took a 2-hour nap. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then I hung out with my husband a bunch, because I haven't got to do that because he's been away, and I'm about to be away for 2 weeks, and then when I get back, he's got to go back for his mom's surgery, so he's not going to be here. So this is a long time without my husband recently. So today is the mock-up day. I looked at these instructions, which stressed me out because they're 4 pages long. Well, the actual instructions are 4 pages long. There's all this other stuff that has to do with fitting that I just don't do, as we discussed. Every time I do that, it just ends up a mess. You know, I've talked to like 3 or 4 people who've made this pattern and they were like, it was kind of hectic. I'm like, did you do the adjustment stuff? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe that's why. So I'm going to try it without, and that maybe will help. I appreciate their efforts on doing all that work, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to make the standard size, and it always works. Okay, so then I read the instructions again, and I was like, okay, so most of the stuff the reason it's so long is because they explain to you how to put on bias binding, like, more than once. And I'm like, really? It's very funny because in truly Victorian patterns, they frequently don't tell you how to like finish seams, or if you want a bag lining, what to do, or anything like that. They're just like, sew this stuff together, you're done. But you're not really done because you have to do all this finishing work that they don't discuss. But occasionally they go absolutely nuts and tell you how to do every little detail, which is very funny. Like they have an entire page here on how to make piping, which I'm like, actually that's badass. I really appreciate that. But now I know how to make piping, so I don't actually need it. They also tell you how to make like casings for your bonings and stuff like that in here. So I think this is not as bad as I think it is. I am making this mock-up exclusively for fit. So I'm gonna bone it lightly with whatever bones I have that fit, and not worry about it too much. And then this is just made out of muslin fabric. So I was wondering if I should cut inner lining for it, just to make sure it's strong. Maybe I'll make this mock-up and just see, like, does this even come close to fitting? And if it does, cool. Maybe I'll put some inner lining in it and then do any adjustments. The thing is with truly Victorian patterns, normally I don't have to do very many adjustments. So that's very hopeful though, like very, very hopeful. So I don't know if that's going to happen this time. I don't know if it's ever going to happen again. So I just hope a lot. The advantage of truly Victorian for me is that the girls who make these patterns are vaguely me-shaped. So they're kind of made for me. Like I don't adjust my patterns very much at all, and they fit really well. So I do occasionally take stuff in or out just a little bit, and I like make an additional little modification to the sleeve occasionally or whatever, but it's never like a big deal. So, but I have heard like from people, especially who are not my body type, specifically people who are like more thin than I am, they have a hard time with truly Victorian patterns, and I honestly think it's because the girls who make these patterns make the patterns for them first, right? And so these are made for me, and that's fantastic because it is almost never, ever, ever that your average chubby girl gets patterns that are straight up made for them. So I'm pretty pumped that this actually exists, but it kind of sucks for all the people who make them who have trouble because they're too thin. Que sera sera, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get to work figuring out what pattern pieces go together, where, what, when right now, and get started, and hopefully we'll have some sort of mock-up sometime soon. Okay, I've changed my mind. I am gonna interline it because I realized that the like stretch on the weft threads on this is too stretchy for me to be able to trust the size without some like twill or something in here, and this is like the foundation of it. I think this is what made Lady Watson really snug, and it actually is very snug. Is that I just made a mock-up out of muslin, and I think I used some of that like random other fabric. Oh yeah, I did. I used the like Hogwarts map fabric to test it out, which arguably actually even has stretch in it, which is super dumb. And taffeta just does not stretch. Like that's the point of it. It is very like firmly woven. It doesn't stretch. So if you do your mock-up in a fabric that stretches at all, and regular muslin stretches along the weft threads for sure. I mean, I think it stretches both ways, just a little bit, but enough to like throw your mock-up off. Then if it says to interline, you should interline also. So I'm gonna do that. Kind of sucks, but whatever. I also realized that means I need to go buy interlining fabric to make this, so I'm probably gonna check that out. Luckily, I have 2 weeks the 2 weeks that I'm gone between when I make this mock-up and when I am gonna actually make the actual bodice, so I can order anything I need in that amount of time, which is fantastic. So I went downstairs to have some lunch and I did the stupid thing you're not supposed to do. I lifted my bread up when I was cutting it. Now I have a band-aid. Not excited. Had a little panic attack. I don't cut myself very often. So I was talking to Marika, I'm like, does this look like it needs stitches? She's like, no, you're fine. I'm like, okay, it feels really bad. She says I'm fine, it's not very long, it's all okay, but I'm just like, ah. So this is gonna make sewing extra fun. It's super cold now, but I have this band-aid on super tight to keep pressure just for a little bit because it like, I don't want to use the B word because that makes some people very faint. It did that thing for a while, for like more than 20 minutes, and then it slowed down, but it's still like doing that. Okay, like a little bit, so I want to keep pressure on it for a while. But yeah, so I'm gonna flatline. I got all of the cutting out done, so I'm gonna flatline these things and see how it goes with a weird finger. Fun times. I'm an adult who can handle this for reals. I don't ever hurt myself, so when I do, I'm like, ah, what do I do? Literally, if this happened to Chris, I would be like, it's fine, you're gonna be fine, put some pressure on it, hold it above your head, it'll be okay. I do it to myself, I'm like, Marika, what do I do? By the way, I'm listening to this Audible original that is Rivals, Frenemies Who Changed the World, and the one I just listened to was about these 2 paleontologists back in the 1800s, and oh my gosh, it was hysterical. So I'm into this Audible original. Quick update on this book that I'm listening to. The last one was the rivalry between Adidas, which is Adidas, but actually it's pronounced Adidas because it's named after Adi Dassler. And his brother, who invented Puma. So they both live in the same town, or they did in like right after World War II. They are brothers and they both started separate companies and they're still sort of at war. Although much more friendly than they were at the time. It was fascinating, like how much they affected the world. Now they're doing Elizabeth and Mary, so I'm like, oh, this one's gonna get good. Like, you know, this is a story I actually know, so. This book is fascinating though. Okay, we're back to where I thought we were this morning, which is ready to sew. I have these all flatlined. I think when I have to do it on the real one, I might flatline by hand to avoid any like bubbling, but I actually don't know if that's gonna actually avoid bubbling. Like I have no way to know that actually. I think I just have to be the most careful I can possibly be. Guys, I am deep into procrastination right now. I don't know why I'm like this. Okay, this is happening today though. I did get this just now, which I think is lovely. It needs to be retaped on there because I did something weird. See that weird wrinkle right there? Yeah, I don't like it, so I'm gonna retape it, but this hat is my jam. There's no place for this in this scheme unless I start like putting them lower, which I might do, we'll see. Kind of like defeats it if you can't see it though, so still not sure what I'm doing. I'm still sewing. In fact, it's like 11 o'clock at night and I am just finishing the front of this. The front was very complicated, I'll show it to you in a minute, but I actually wanted to say that I finished this book because it was like only like a few hours long. Anyway, it's called Rivals, Frenemies Who Changed the World. I'm like, can you focus on this? That'd be cool. The last one was Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr. He's a different take on it than Hamilton the musical, let's just say that. I learned a couple of interesting facts. One, this whole time he says, "We hawkin' at dawn." And I thought he meant like, we hawking, like you and I are hawking, like as slang for dueling. No, Weehawken is a place. Weehawken, New Jersey is a place. Just learned that. Cool. And if any of you are from New Jersey, you're probably like, duh, Noelle. Californian here. I've been to New Jersey, but like I've really just driven through it, so I should go to New Jersey and check it out. Anyway, there's gonna be all kinds of comments to that, I'm pretty sure. The second thing was, for those of you who are Hamilton fans, Alexander Hamilton wrote a letter right before he went to the duel, and in it he says, I probably should have apologized, but that's not my way, but I will throw away my first 2 shots, which, if you guys have heard the music for Hamilton, I'm not going to throw away my shot is one of the songs. So I thought that was an interesting use of that phrase. Anyway, so I really like this book. It was really good, and it wasn't very long, so I like Audible originals. You get 2 of them for free when you listen to Audible, when you have their... I sound like I should get paid for this. I should get paid by Audible. You get 2 free Audible originals every month, so that was one of the free ones I got, is what I'm trying to actually say. I've been listening to them a lot, actually, because they're usually pretty short. Oh, it's probably water soundy in here. The window's open. Anyway, I'm gonna continue sewing the front together, and then I'll show you what it looks like and all the craziness that went into it. I had to read the instructions a lot on this one. It was rough. Okay, so here it is so far. It looks like it's the right distance around this way, although I have more pieces. Like, I have a side piece and then this back piece, this side back thing that was just absolutely insane. I don't even know what happens with that. I'm hoping a bunch of it gets pleated out, because like I don't know how that functions, because it's crazy. What I will say is, like, this armhole is like massive. I'm like, are my arms that big? And like, if you think like another ½ an inch of that gets bigger, right? Like, that's crazy. This is actually off. I pinned it in a different way over here, but I'd have to take out like a huge chunk in a dart or something. I'm not sure. I don't know how it's gonna go yet. I'm also... Oh, I was unsure why this one lays nice and this one doesn't. It's probably because I pinned the armhole up, so let me try to pin that one correctly and I'll see. I mean, the pleats are definitely better, but it's like way baggy right here. It's like, I should pull this up, basically. I don't know. It's just a mock-up. It does give you lots of room for a belly. And I need to be super careful where these meet. I did a fairly good job, but I could be better. And this is actually supposed to be hand sewn down right here, but I just machine sewed it because it's a mock-up and ain't nobody got time for that. It's also really like high cut. Like, I was actually surprised. I mean, I guess it's not really that high cut, but I don't know. I was kind of thinking that I would do this in the black taffeta and then this in the red silk organza. But I don't know if the red and that necklace go together, but I guess I shouldn't change the dress for the necklace. That's dumb. I should change the necklace for the dress. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going and explore this further and just see how it goes, because now I'm like baffled. Like, also these are at like a severe angle. You see how that goes like backwards now? I'm like, how does that go together? And then I have just this amount of space right here, which is pretty true to my back. But I have this piece that is like, just like, I have these pieces still. Like, these are both side and back pieces. Oh, maybe there's like an over back and an under back. But then I have this giant thing, right? I don't even know what happens with this, because you're supposed to seam it up the back, the center back, so like, ooh, but this was done on the fold. I am so confused. People, I don't even know what's going on. I guess I'm gonna find out. Okay, I understand. Oh my god, that was scary. Okay, this is actually the piece. That makes me feel better. This whole thing that's down here, that's cut, and this is like, this is this right here. The center seam that says place on fold according to size, is this big fluffy butt bow situation. So, whoo, that was scary. It's crazy that that's interlined too. Anyway, yeah, okay. I feel better about it and I'm not as scared. Cool. Hello, it's Thursday. I put the sides on that girl last night, and then I wandered off. Today has been very strange, just a weird day, lots of weird things happening. My trip is weird. The coronavirus situation is making everybody like kind of go one of two ways. Either they're like super over panicked and like very stressed out and like hoarding toilet paper and whatever, or they just don't care at all. And I'm just like, everything I've read and seen is all like, they ask the doctors like, how concerned should we be? And all the doctors are like, a bit. You should be a bit concerned. You should not be crazy concerned. You should not be hoarding food, but you might want to consider, like, you know, don't go outside if you're sick. Take precautions. Wash your hands a lot. Don't touch your face so much. Stuff like that. But people seem to be swinging one really strong way or the other. But I'm just gonna stay in the middle of the road like I do with everything. And like try to be the voice of reason. We did have a good mail day though, I will tell you that. Okay, so I got this book in the mail, which is funny because the person who sent this to me is actually from San Jose. I bought it off eBay. There is some porn in this book. You can get this book on eBay for actually far cheaper than I bought it for. I impulse bought it and then I realized like I could have gotten it for like $6. So like if you like bustle dresses, this is a good one. I mean, hi. Ugh, the lights in my house. Okay. Let's just take a quick peek at some of these. This like top situation is so weird and I kind of love it. Like I don't even really know what's going on there, but I love it. Also, both of these dresses. Basically everything in here I'm into, obviously. So it's a short and very small book full of, you know, bustle dress porn, as we say. I should make, what people keep telling me all the different, like, what are those things called? Ribbons that I should make for costume college. And at costume college, people collect ribbons and they put them on their badge. And so people are like, you should make worm. You should make just try. And then there's like a whole bunch of stuff about where these are all from. So, ugh, it's a good book though. It's very thin. It's a very small book, but it's definitely cool. Anyway, one of them I was gonna write bustle dress porn on. Okay, and then I got a present from Barbara, who is just the sweetest cookie. She gave me a beautiful, it's really weird because her name's Barbara and her signature looks exactly like my grandma's, who was named Barbara. The grandma I'm always talking about that taught me how to sew. She wrote me like the sweetest note. So I already know what this is because she asked me before she sent this, which was very much appreciated. But I thought you guys have actually already seen what this is in some ways, because it's another one of those jewelry cases that I really enjoyed getting that I showed you, I think, last week. So she got me another one and sent it to me as like a belated birthday present, which I am just so enchanted by. Thank you very much, Barbara. Guys, do not feel like you should send me anything. I appreciate cards and letters. Okay, this is impossible to do right now. Wait. Look, I'm learning how to be a good YouTuber. How to open things one-handed. Is this one the same as my other one? I don't think it is. She said it was the same, but I don't think it is. I think this one is like snakeskin print. And the one I have is not. Let me... Did I put that in here? Yeah, it is actually different. She was worried that she got me the same one and I wouldn't love it. No, I do. It's actually cool that they're slightly different because then I can tell them apart. So, excellent. Thank you so much, Barbara. This is beautiful. They're actually different on the inside, too. The original one that I have has 12 of these guys here, although I think one of them's out right now because I couldn't fit it. And then it has one long bar that is for rings and one thing that you can put earrings on. And this one has a bunch of little individual earring things and then a long bar and then Some of these packages are actually way bigger, which is kind of awesome. And they don't zipper shut, they clip shut. So that's cool. Like trying to figure out if there's like an efficient space way to do this one. This one seems really cool too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and they might clip together, or I don't know. There's like buttons on the back. I gotta figure this all out. But I'm excited by this. So thank you very much. Okay, so we talked a little bit before about like how to get yourself out of a rut, but one of the things that I haven't addressed ever is how to get yourself out of a procrastination situation, which I seem to be finding myself in tremendously right now. I am doing everything I can. Like, I am willing myself to come in here, and then I'm just like dicking around. Like, I am doing just absolute nothing to try to avoid working on this mock-up, and I think it's just because I straight up hate ball gowns. I don't actually hate ball gowns. I just like, I'm not highly motivated to make this thing other than I want to go to this ball. So I wanted to talk about what I do when I get super procrastinating. And the thing I like to turn to usually is what I call sprints. I learned about it from Jane Espenson. She was a writer on Buffy. She is like a showrunner for like a million different shows on television. She's awesome. And she does these things called writing sprints, where for 1 hour, you turn off your phone, you put it on Do Not Disturb, you shut your computer, you lock yourself in a room, you make sure you previously have eaten, gone to the bathroom, and have a glass of water with you already, so that you have no excuse to not just like buckle down for 1 hour and do the task. So this she uses for writing. So she does a writing sprint where she writes uninterrupted for 1 hour, which works really well for her. I took this and I decided to do it for other stuff. So I do it frequently when I need to clean something. I do it for sewing. I do it for anything, like literally anything. I would do it at work, where I would be like, I'm not checking my email for an hour. Like, that's not happening because I just get derailed every time that I do that. So this is a thing that I can pass to you, which is just called a sprint. And it doesn't have to be an hour. It can be a half an hour. It can be 20 minutes. It can be 10 minutes. It's like whatever you want to make the agreement with yourself to do is called a sprint. So like I said, you turn off your phone, you put your computer somewhere else, you tell your kids to go away, you go to the bathroom, you have a snack, you get a glass of water, and you sit yourself down and you do whatever it is. If it's cleaning your house, that's fine. If it's sewing, like, I'm not leaving this room for 1 hour, and I must work dedicated for 1 hour. So I'm gonna do one of those right now because I am like at the point where I'm procrastinating this. This is stupid. It is Thursday. I should have this thing done by now. Like, I have had all weekend. I spent Tuesday just going like, I don't wanna, and yesterday, I don't even know what happened. The day got away from me. I only worked on it for like 2 hours and I got the entire front done. I could have gotten the whole thing done had I just worked on it yesterday. This is when Abby from American Duchess would tell me that I'm a Capricorn doing Capricorn things now. Buckle down and get it done. So that is what I'm telling myself. This is the technique you guys can use for anything, and it's like, it's your own agreement with you. So you can be as loosey-goosey with it as you feel like you want to be, or you can be very strict. I happen to be very strict because I know that I will procrastinate until the end of time. This is just how I am. I like to get things done, but if I don't want to do them, it's not happening. I'm a very willful person. So the thing is, I'm very self-aware, and I know myself, and I know my flaws, and I know how I behave because I've lived with me for 42 years. So I know how to make myself do things, and this is one of the techniques that works really, really well for me. And if I don't have an hour, I'll do it for half an hour, whatever. Like today, I'm gonna go an hour, and then I'm gonna allow myself to look at my phone for 10 minutes, and I set timers. Like, you get 10 minutes. This is your reward. So you get 10 minutes in which you can look at your phone, or you can go to the bathroom, or you can, I mean, if you have to pee, go pee, like, come on, it's bad for your bladder. But like, you know what I mean? Get it done, be disciplined about it, and you only have to be disciplined for an hour. It's like the thing I mentioned in a video like probably 10 videos back, where you just walk in and all you need to do is, like, the agreement is to just go into the craft room and pick something up and start looking at it. And once you start looking at it, you go, well, maybe I can do this one thing. I'm just gonna do this one thing. Okay, you did the one thing. Maybe you'll do another thing, kind of thing. So once you get past that stage, which I am past because I sat in this room yesterday for like literally 10 hours and I only worked on my mock-up for 2 hours. So I can actually procrastinate in the room. So once you get past that stage, you move on to sprints. So that is what's happening right now. I'm disciplining myself and I'm telling myself you must sprint, and then you get 10 minutes in which you can go get a snack, you can look at your phone, you can do everything else, and then you decide, okay, I want to do another sprint. I usually don't decide that ahead of time. I just let myself go, do the first sprint, get through it, see how far I got. If I'm happy with how far I got, cool, then I can like do whatever for a while. But I know that I have plans with a friend tonight, and I know that I'm filming, which takes up some of the time that I used to sew. So it means that I probably need to discipline myself into probably 2 sprints today, but I'm not gonna think about that. I'm just gonna think about getting the 1 sprint done. And if that sprint goes super well and I get a lot of stuff done and I'm almost done, cool, then I'll just knock it out and finish it and I won't need another sprint. And sometimes the sprint gets you rolling, so you don't need to discipline yourself anymore. So they're a very good technique for people who procrastinate but can actually manage to discipline themselves. Anyway, enough jibber jabber trying to talk to you guys and using filming as procrastinating. I'm gonna go do my sprint. Okay, I actually went a little bit past time because I was in the middle of pinning this, but I got the backs done and on. The backs are really weird because you have to fold it over the other, like to the right side, but then also press this back, but without pressing this thing, because you're gonna flip the entire thing inside out. It's crazy. Like, these instructions are absolutely crazy, but they work. Like, they're very good instructions if you follow them. So I got the backs done, and now I'm pinning on the side back with this crazy giant extension thing that I was showing you. So I'm just gonna look at my phone for a few minutes and then I'm gonna go do another sprint. So, because that worked well for me. Okay, I just got a call and I got told that I need to be at the movie theater in 40 minutes. So that means I need to leave in 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do a 20-minute sprint and try to get as much of this as I can done so that I can come back tonight and hopefully do another sprint. Maybe before I go to bed, because I would like to get this closer to done. I returned home, I watched Emma, it was so good. It was so good. So, as many of you know, because of me going to the Jane Austen Festival, I don't love Jane Austen. Like, mostly I find those books annoying, kind of, and I don't really like the adaptations that have been made so far, because these books are supposed to be like parodies of society back then and like a farce, and they're not really done like that. This movie was done like that, and it was so good. Like, I was so happy with it, and it was funny, and oh my god, Bill Nighy was amazing. And the costumes. The costumes are so good. They're so good. I want to go back and see it again. And I want a book. I need a book. I need to know who I have to call to get a book, because those costumes were sweet. Ooh, so good. Anyway, highly recommended. Feel free to leave me comments down below if you saw it and you hated it. I'm cool with that. Most of the time I see Jane Austen stuff and I'm like, giddy. Everyone's like, oh my god, Pride and Prejudice. And I'm just like, ooh, whiny people being whiny. No, I don't like it. You're all arrogant. Ugh. And like, even that one's supposed to be like a farce, kind of. And something loud just happened downstairs. Cats. It's never done like that, and it's just too cheesed out and Darcy and blah. I don't like it. So, anyway, speaking of farce, you want to see something funny I did? Check this out. Okay, so let me just tell you the order of operations. They have you take the back piece right here and sew it onto the shoulder seam. Cool, you're all good. And then they have you take this crazy side back piece, which is this, and all of this, and this, and somehow get this all sewn in. And of course I twisted it, because when you're doing it, you know, right sides to right sides, and you're in this weird position and you're sewing something, it does not make sense at all. Anyway, obviously I twisted it. So all I'm going to do to take it off, because I'm not doing this side seam again, because this side seam is good, damn it. I do need to press it though, so I shouldn't even really have it up here. But I'm going to take this shoulder seam out. It's starting to like crack anyway, so I thought I better take it out anyway. So I'm going to take that shoulder seam out. When I do this for real, I'm going to do the back and the side together, and then the last thing I'm going to do is put the shoulder seam in, because otherwise this is dumb. Like, this piece is so weird and it attaches in such a weird way, and you have to twist it to get it on, because of how things work. Like, it goes on like, you know, like this, essentially, so you can see that there's already a twist here, and then same on the other side, right? So, I don't know why they have you do the shoulder seam first. I mean, I'm sure they probably have a reason. I don't agree with it, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and press these seams, and then undo this and put it back in the right way. And then I think I just need to put, to like sew these together, I think, is it? Like, I don't have any more pattern pieces, so I think we're good here. And then I just have to figure out how this like butt bow thing happens, and how the closure happens, and then the sleeves. And we're all good to go. I do not know if I'll finish that tonight, but I'm just going to keep going with this vlog until it's done, because I don't like half-ass vlogs. The sprint method is really working for me though, so I'm going to keep going with that for this. I'm going to attempt to do an hour-long sprint right now and see how much I can get done before I want to go to sleep. And I clearly didn't clip my threads. I can hear my grandmother yelling. Okay, so we have all the panels together. And it's not boned, which it will be in reality, so that will be helpful. I'm considering putting boning into this mock-up, but I kind of want to just try it on. I need to figure out this butt bow situation. There's some chance I might abandon the butt bow entirely and just like literally cut this off right here. And just not have a butt bow and make a bustle overskirt instead. I'm contemplating this butt bow and my love of it. I'm also, well, I would love to contemplate the swallowtail. That would be really difficult to do in this scenario, but I just think like this thing is dumb. But I'm gonna do it up in this like mock-up just to like find out if I love it. And if I don't, I can just eliminate it from the pattern. So all I need to do is cut from here across and everything will be fine. What else do I think? This opening is weird, but my mannequin is not corseted. My mannequin is also not like perfectly me. So I could probably get this actually a little bit more closed right now, but it looks pretty good. Like the fit is pretty sweet. The fact that it doesn't close is okay because there's a modesty panel that goes behind there, and then this laces. So it's actually supposed to be like not open in the back, but like I feel like a little bit of a gap might not be the worst. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that butt bow. That's a lot. I legitimately just tried to film this standing here in my bra because, you know, we're just girls here. My audience is decidedly not just girls. Also, I'm putting this on the internet. Cool. Actually, I've been on the internet in my bathing suit, so yeah, whatever. But I did put a shirt on. I just have the best news. So I went downstairs and talked to Chris and had him just throw this on me just to see if the back closes. Like, not on my, you know, I'm actually a little bit less weirdly big around in some spots than my mannequin. I actually need to shave it down just a little bit. But I was not corseted and I was just in a bra, and he did it, and it closed. Like, it it can be closed. So I'm like, woo! Now I just gotta worry about moving the boobs up. I'll do a corseted try on tomorrow for sure. The one thing I would say is it's like short. Like it doesn't, I mean, it goes down past my natural waist, which is where I should be wearing my skirts. I think there's definitely gonna be some hooks in there, making sure that my skirts like stay up and not expose me to the world. I think that's a thing. I'm also like wondering if my white petticoats should really be black. All right, what I'm gonna do is do a stretch goal. So if I get enough time at the end, I'll put petticoats together that are black, but until then I'm wearing white ones. He's a little bit good. It's okay to have a little white. Hello, it's Friday. I really should have this video up by now, but I don't. Cool. So the world is conspiring against me today. I just had a million distractions. So I am here and I am ready to do a sprint. So I am gonna see how much I can get done in the next 1 hour. It's really funny actually. Kathy put out a video today which is like the universe is like talking through us all, because like her video was like basically put your phone down for an hour, and I was like, literally yesterday I just said that into the camera. Huh. So anyway, I'm gonna do a sprint and see about this butt bow, which I still completely uncertain about, and then put some sleeves on, and then I guess I need to grommet it in order to make this thing lace up. So I have lacing strips. I guess I could attach those. So maybe I'll just attach the lacing strips and try it on and see how it goes. Before I start on my sprint, we do have a little bit of sad news. We decided to can the Vancouver part of my trip. So I'm not gonna go see Marika, although I am gonna go see Morgan still. So like we're gonna hang out all weekend and stuff. There was a bunch of really good reasons to not travel through a whole bunch of like hot zones for coronavirus, and also just a lot of other reasons. So we decided to not do that. So you guys will not see Marika in videos that are upcoming for the next couple weeks, but that's very sad. We are all very sad. We are all buying condolence cake, and I think we should all eat it on FaceTime and then film that for everybody. But it'll be okay. I will make another trip up there to go see Marika, and I'll fly and it'll be easier and whatever. So a little bit of sad news, but it's okay. Oh, also Emerald City Comicon got canceled today. So I was shocked that it was still going on. Like I couldn't believe they were still gonna have it, given all the news about Seattle. I mean, say what you want about like media hype about this, but like lots of places are shutting their conventions down that are not Seattle. So I was shocked that they were staying. So now we have more free time, and what it does do is actually frees up a few other people who would have been at Emerald City Comicon all weekend, and I would have been in Vancouver, so now we can all hang out together. So that's cool. So there should be some part of that happening too. So plans have changed, but it's okay. We're still gonna have a really good time. It worked and it fits, and I'm so stoked. I'm gonna go show you this in the mirror. I don't know how to film in a mirror though, so work with me while I do this. Also, no judging. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this bump that's right here is actually my corset ties. I normally don't tie in the front, actually. It's really bad for you to do that, but my husband can't handle like tying a corset to begin with. So it fits really well. I have like no real adjustment needs in the front. I only did one sleeve. Let me show you the sleeves, and I think they're fine. None of this is boned yet, so it'll get even like tauter as the boning goes in. There's like a little wrinkle here that I am not gonna concern myself with too much, because I'm just trying to get in the building, yo. Yeah, I like the height of it. I think it's gonna lose. No, it gets a bias binding, so this is the height. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Like, it's killer in the front, and like all of these get boned, so, and the side seams get boned, and so it'll be even better. But like, man, that's like solid even without boning. So there are lacing strips. I'm going to show you the back. I don't even know how to do this. There are lacing strips in the back, so it looks a bit weird, but as far as I can tell, the back all looks really good too. I don't see any, like, should I zoom? Is that helpful? I don't see any major issues back there. That gap right there is just because the lacing strips are crappy. Oh, and my husband like couldn't figure out how to deal with it. There'll be a modesty paddle too. So, and they'll be laced each one, and I'm sure they close, so I'm not worried about it. The butt bow is hard to tell from here. Let me see if I can zoom on the butt bow. There we go, butt bow. I have to put it on my mannequin because my husband barely could tie this thing up. He couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. He doesn't understand lacing. Sorry, the reason I'm out of focus is because I'm trying to make my back in focus for you. But I think with boning and stuff that this looks solid. Like, this is why I don't do any of those adjustments like that they talk about for like pages in their situation, because like honestly it fits right out the gate. Okay. I am so excited. Whoa, I'm zoomed in. Nope, nope, the wrong way, Noelle. Okay, cool. I am so excited. Like, this whole, like, making of this thing was kind of stressful because, like, there was all kinds of things going on in here that I didn't really understand. So, high five me. High five, Noelle. You did a good job. My husband did a good job because he got me my corset. And he got it corseted down pretty well, which he's really scared about. He doesn't understand the physics of corsets. Someday I'll tell you guys about teaching my husband how to tie or how to lace a corset. Like, not even lace it, just tighten it. There was an argument about how he ties his shoes involved. Like, it was not good. Like, that kid just does not understand spatial relations at all. So we are lucky I got in this, but I could not be more pleased. I am so pleased. Okay, I'm gonna go take this off and just be pleased. By the way, that only took one sprint. Like, I did one sprint in like 5 minutes afterwards, like just sewed on the last lacing strip, so I'm so pleased. Like, I'm so pleased. The fact that I don't have to make any adjustments makes me really pumped. I can come over here and do this, which is always fun times. So we are ready to go. So I do need to figure out what the boning is and make sure I have that. And I need to go buy actual inner lining that I want to use that isn't canvas. Because, well, the canvas is actually kind of badass. Like, maybe I do want canvas. I don't know. I need to go investigate. But whatever that is, I'm sure it's like available. So anyway, I'm really pumped. The sprint method kicked my ass and it got it done. Because really I did like, what, 3 sprints and I was complete. So all I needed was 3 hours, but sometimes you cannot force yourself to do 3 hours. So if you can do 3 one-hour sprints, it seems a lot easier, or 6 half-an-hour sprints, or whatever you got. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this vlog here because we have hit mission success on this one. I actually got it done, which I was getting nervous about at the end there. So I'm gonna go edit this vlog. New people, if you are new here, which there are a lot of new people here, if you are new here, please go down below and introduce yourself. I love talking to you guys in the comments down below. I'm also curious about what you guys are all working on, what you're reading, what you're listening to, all that kind of stuff. I have 19 minutes left on Norse mythology from Neil Gaiman. It's very good. I very much enjoy it. Do you see the sigh of relief? Oh, cathartic. I'm not gonna stop being happy about this. Like, just not happening. And now I feel like I can go on my trip and not be stressed out about it because I know this bodice thing's gonna work out and I can knock out this ball gown when I get home, which is cool. Okay, like I was saying, I would love to chat down in the comments. Leave all the stuff that you're doing, listening, working on. What are your projects? Are you sewing anything? If you don't sew, what are you working on? I do love to know that stuff. I'm gonna go for a walk with my husband now, so give this video a like if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't done that already, and I will see you guys next time from the road. I would expect there to be more frequent but shorter vlogs while I'm on the road, because I will try to like hit you with maybe 3-day increments of what's going on. So we'll see how, if I do anything that's like super boring, then I won't film it, and then it'll be longer, but hopefully you'll get actually a little bit more of an upload situation going while I'm on the road. So yay. Okay, I'll see you guys very soon with that.